All the moves ahead of the news.
Huh?
No financial advice, of course.
Sure. Notice you find yourself outnumbered.
I don't think so.
Don't forget your stop loss. Weekly time frame LivePerson, huge opportunity in the stock market. If you're a trader or doing technical analysis, LivePerson is a gift. On the weekly time frame, it's below the 200 period moving average, but above the 50 simple period moving average. It's in the top half of the Bollinger Bands, which are expanding. Weekly close, very positive there, strong positive weekly candle. Daily time frame, you can see that expansion in more detail with this megaphone. If price holds, the center line of that could explode to the top side in the short term, but I would say you've got a little bit of a compression on the Bollinger Bands here. Price is expanding top side and underneath with higher highs, lower lows in this locality. The basis line within the Bollinger Bands at 140 is crucial. 382 is at 1.41, and there's a fair value gap at that level. If price slips below there, you may anticipate a test of the golden pocket at 1.11. 200 period moving average on the daily time frame now at 0.9858. Price has gone through both moving averages when they were in a positive posture. There had been a golden cross with 50 simple going above the 200 period moving average. Price going through them both very positive. There hasn't been a test on the daily time frame here of that 50 simple or the 200 period moving average, so they have a positive slope, price above both. If it comes down, the important areas to pay attention to. But 382 right in front of you at 1.41, 50% retracement at 1.25. Any of these, give or take a couple of cents, could end up being support. Previous level of price action might find an equal bottom. If it continues this trend line, then the golden pocket, the 50 simple, and 1.11 or $1 there or thereabouts proves to be support should price break down. Now after that, price would have filled in this important fair value gap. It likely recovers these important moving averages. This is the Fibonacci level you expect the biggest turnaround. This might be the lowest risk. We'll check in with Rocky on Wednesday to find a 3-star buy. If price hasn't already made it there, I'd love to hear his opinion on the opportunity beginning at these levels. So Rocky Outcrop, or if you watch Rocky Outcrop on YouTube, ask him, let me know what if he gets back to you. He's the sort of person who gives you a brilliant professional take on any ticker, and I'd love to hear his opinion on Wednesday on LivePerson. If we drop down the daily, all the way down to the important point. Now we've made that note about where support might be. Here on the 15-minute time frame, I'd like to outline a couple of important things for you. Price action in that expansion, losing the 50 simple period moving average, breaking this important trend line on price. Just before that, it broke this important trend line on the RSI. That breakdown does put the RSI very low compared to its previous lows, and price isn't at that area yet. We had an excellent question from an important member of the community, Bartek. Great to have you on board, especially with this journey in Lipson, who pointed that divergence might lead to price action pushing to the top side, and I'd be inclined to agree with them based on the trend being higher highs, higher lows, and as such, bullish signals likely more efficacious than bearish signals in this uptrend. But I would caution that bullish signal you might be looking for isn't quite here, because price has slipped below a 50 simple period moving average, and so may look for a test of the 200 period moving average. We can also say that's below a 50% retracement, so should price make it to that target, it would be a slightly bearish retracement, certainly more than it needs to be, Price didn't need to break the 236 in the first instance. It had a trend line there and momentum the same. It broke below that and the 382 at 142. Also, we spoke about this level 141 above. If that doesn't hold, then perhaps that test on a 15-minute time frame, which is tracking the trend well, might be of that important moving average. If that average doesn't hold, then it could be that the signal I'm about to warn you about is playing out. Now, that signal is this being a potential local high. It's gone through a 236, so we're going to look at the momentum oscillator, and we can see that previous to that most recent high, there was a touch of divergence. Price action coming back down, test that trend line on price, that important moving average, at which point it broke through the center line on the RSI, confirming the failure, showing at which point you'd be looking for a test. The mean of price over those 200 periods on the simple moving average takes it to 1.367. It could well be that you're testing that daily time frame levels. Any of those tests would take price down back towards $1.10, $1.11, perhaps even slightly lower. An awful lot of stops at those levels, because a lot of people don't understand this. An effective stop isn't one that doesn't get hit. It's instead one that makes your trades profitable over time. If that sounds counterintuitive, just search for stop losses on the Tradespotting channel there on YouTube, and you'll get a really good breakdown of what they're like. Or if you want some feedback on how to manage risk, you can always find us on Discord. That's discord.g/RockyCrop. It's a free Discord. You can join there, get the best quality information if you upgrade. On the paid side is the best source of fundamental analysis on LPSN on the internet. So price action here on the daily time frame, cautious about this level of potential resistance, the expansion that we're seeing in this chart formation, the trend lines that it's made up of, and what it means for price. Have recently held the center line RSI. Also on the weekly, you can see that for the first time in a very long time, price action has pushed the MACD back above the center line. Now, that is a very long time, because the last was back in the tail end of 2021. So it's been years and years since Live had the momentum it has right now. What was happening in 2021? Prices were up in the $70 range. It was the all-time high on LivePerson. That was the last time price was persisting in the bullish trend at such a level that it put the MACD crossing above the center line. So you're looking for a bullish signal like that in a bullish trend. You're potentially getting it now, but the MACD line and the signal line both need to cross, and could well be that you see a little bit of hesitation in that expansion beforehand. 15-minute time frame, potential for confirmation of the failure swing, leading prices down to test those long-term parts of the trend. You understand the distribution of probabilities. You do not, of course, know all potential outcomes, so we can't completely define this situation with regards to the probabilities, but we can say through our experience that certain outcomes would need to happen for price action to flip bullish from here. For those outcomes to take place, it would require a monumental effort in price that we're not quite seeing yet. If the picture was to evolve, you'd be able to follow it live on the Tradespotting channel, because we cover these brilliant tickers, these excellent opportunities very well on the Tradespotting channel. Thank you very much for watching and for taking part in the community effort this week. All over the internet, we were spreading the good news about LivePerson. And of course, you meet a little bit of resistance on the first effort, just as price does on the first pass of an important moving average. But once it's broken, the world's behind you. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button. I'll be seeing you in the next one on Monday. And check out Rocky Outcrop. Ask him what he thinks of LivePerson. You should check it out if you're interested in long-term price action on LivePerson. Excellent video. I'll link it here at the end. Thanks for watching. Ciao.